It was a cold December day, the kind that makes you pull your coat tighter and your hat lower. In 1949, snow blanketed the ground, creating a serene yet eerie silence that only winter can bring. The landscape was a stark white canvas against the looming gray sky, a scene both beautiful and foreboding. On a Greyhound bus rumbling through the rugged landscape of Vermont, the engine's hum was the only sound breaking the stillness. A man sat alone. His name was James Tedford. He was heading home for the holidays, a journey he had made many times before. He gazed out of the window, watching the snowflakes dance in the wind, unaware that this ordinary journey would be his last. James Tedford would soon vanish, leaving behind a mystery as chilling as the winter wind that howled outside. The bus, its windows frosted at the edges, continued its route, unaware of the enigma unfolding within its confines. Each turn of the wheels carried it closer to its destination, further from where James Tedford was last seen, as if the bus itself was part of the mystery. His disappearance, as sudden as it was baffling, would become a chilling whisper in the annals of unexplained events, a story passed down through generations. It would serve as a stark reminder that sometimes reality itself can be as elusive as a shadow, slipping through our fingers when we least expect it. At the bus station, people waited, unaware of the mystery that had just unfolded. They would soon learn of James Tedford's disappearance, a tale that would haunt the town for years to come. The route he took would be scrutinized, every stop and turn examined, but no clues would emerge. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. Detectives would pore over the details, trying to piece together the puzzle, but the answers remained elusive, locked away in the cold December air. And so, the story of James Tedford became a part of Vermont's lore, a vanishing act that would never be fully explained, a mystery as eternal as the winter night sky. James Tedford was no stranger to the Greyhound line that snaked its way through the Green Mountain State. A war veteran, he resided at the Soldiers' Home in Bennington, seeking solace and camaraderie amongst fellow servicemen. But the approaching Christmas holidays tugged at his heartstrings, drawing him back to his family in St. Albans. He was described by fellow passengers as an unassuming man, content to lose himself in the pages of a book during the long ride. He carried little with him, just a small suitcase and a duffel bag, their contents as unremarkable as his demeanor. Yet, beneath the surface of this seemingly ordinary man lay a mystery waiting to unravel, a puzzle piece destined to go missing from the jigsaw of his life. The bus lumbered to a stop in Bennington, a small town nestled amidst the looming peaks of the Green Mountains. Passengers shuffled off, eager to stretch their legs and breathe in the crisp winter air. James Tedford, however, remained in his seat, seemingly unfazed by the interruption. 14 souls, their faces etched in the driver's memory, disembarked at that stop. And 14 boarded again, their numbers confirmed as the Greyhound rumbled back to life. But somewhere between the hushed farewells and the engine's roar, James Tedford vanished. His belongings remained on the overhead rack, silent sentinels to an impossible disappearance. Section 4. Whispers in the Wind. The alarm bells didn't ring immediately. It was only when the bus reached its final destination, and the remaining passengers collected their belongings, that the unsettling truth became clear. James Tedford was gone. His luggage, untouched, seemed to mock the growing sense of unease that gripped those who had unknowingly shared his last journey. A search ensued, a frantic combing of the bus and the surrounding area. But the missing man had vanished without a trace, his presence lingering only in the bewildered accounts of his fellow passengers. The authorities were baffled. How could a man simply disappear into thin air, in broad daylight, in the middle of a crowded bus? Section 5. Lost in the labyrinth of theories. Theories sprouted like mushrooms after a spring rain, each more outlandish than the last. Some whispered of amnesia, painting a picture of a man wandering off in a daze, his past erased like chalk from a board. Others spoke of foul play, their imaginations conjuring dark tales of a forced disappearance, a sinister motive shrouded in the winter mist. Could he have decided to abandon his life, choosing the anonymity of the open road over the familiar comfort of his destination? Or did a darker fate befall him, snatched away by unseen hands, his existence erased from the script of that December day? The possibilities swirled, a vortex of speculation fueled by the lack of answers. Section 6. The Triangle's Grip. The disappearance of James Tedford bore a chilling resemblance to other unsolved cases that had plagued the region, cementing its notoriety as a hotbed of the unexplained. Tedford, a war veteran, was last seen boarding a bus bound for Bennington. Witnesses confirmed his presence on the bus, yet when it arrived at its destination, he was nowhere to be found. His luggage remained, but Tedford had vanished, leaving behind a mystery that would haunt the area for years to come. The Bennington Triangle, as it came to be known, stretched its eerie dominion over the southwestern corner of Vermont, a place where people vanished as if swallowed whole by the very landscape. This region, with its dense forests and rugged terrain, seemed to possess an almost supernatural ability to erase all traces of those who dared to venture into its depths. The triangle's reputation grew, fueled by the stories of those who had disappeared and the eerie silence that followed their last known moments. 5 years prior to Tedford's vanishing, Mitty Rivers, a 74-year-old experienced outdoorsman, disappeared without a trace while guiding a hunting party. Rivers was familiar with the area, having spent countless hours navigating its trails and forests. On that fateful day, he led his group along a well-trodden path, only to vanish when he walked ahead of the party. Despite extensive search efforts, no sign of Rivers was ever found, his disappearance adding another layer to the triangle's mystique. Then there was Paula Weldon, an 18-year-old Bennington College student who vanished while on a hike, her last known sighting on a stretch of road later dubbed the Long Trail. Weldon's disappearance sparked a massive search operation, involving local authorities, volunteers, and even the FBI. Despite these efforts, no trace of her was ever found. Her case remains one of the most baffling and heartbreaking mysteries associated with the Bennington Triangle. These disappearances, along with others, formed an unsettling pattern, their threads woven into the fabric of the region's folklore. The stories of those who vanished became part of the local lore, whispered around campfires and passed down through generations. The Bennington Triangle's grip on the imagination of the people grew stronger with each passing year, a chilling reminder of the mysteries that still lurk in the shadows of the Vermont wilderness. Section 7. An Enigma Endures. To this day, the mystery of James Tedford's disappearance remains unsolved, a chilling testament to the unknown that lurks at the edges of our understanding. James Tedford, a war veteran, vanished without a trace on a cold December day in 1949. His disappearance has baffled investigators and intrigued mystery enthusiasts for decades. The bus ride that December day continues to haunt the annals of unexplained events, as Tedford was last seen on a bus heading to Bennington, Vermont. Witnesses claim he was still on the bus at the last stop before Bennington, but when the bus arrived, he was nowhere to be found. A stark reminder that even in the most ordinary of circumstances, the impossible can, and sometimes does, occur. The bus was searched thoroughly, but no clues were found. His luggage was still on board, and his seat was undisturbed, as if he had simply vanished into thin air. Did James Tedford simply choose to step off the stage of his own life, leaving behind the mundane for a life cloaked in shadow? Or did he meet with foul play, his fate sealed by unknown hands, leaving behind the mundane for a life cloaked in shadow? Theories abound, ranging from alien abduction to slipping into another dimension. Some even speculate that he was a victim of the infamous Bennington Triangle, a region notorious for mysterious disappearances. Or was he an unwitting player in a grander, more unsettling narrative, a pawn in a game played by forces beyond our comprehension? The Bennington Triangle has claimed many lives, and Tedford's case is one of the most perplexing. A pawn in a game played by forces beyond our comprehension? Theories about his disappearance continue to captivate the imagination, but none have provided a definitive answer. The answer, lost to the mists of time and the enigma of the Bennington Triangle, continues to elude us. As we ponder the fate of James Tedford, we are reminded of the fragile line between reality and the unknown, and the mysteries that may never be solved. Drop your theories in the comments. Could this be one of the greatest unsolved mysteries ever? Subscribe for more deep, dark mysteries like this.